In this video, I'm going to be restoring the headlights on my Lexus GS350. So it is a little hard to tell right now because this side is in the sunlight and this side is shadowed, but this headlight here is completely fine. I don't know if you can tell how brand new and perfect it looks, but I will not be restoring this headlight. I will only be restoring this headlight. And the reason for that is because this car was in 2 front-end collisions. If you've seen some of my other videos, you might have already known that, but this headlight has been replaced, I'm guessing twice, because it was in 2 collisions on the driver's side, and this side has never been replaced. That is why the headlights are so different. Now obviously, because that side is in the shade and this side is not, it looks like night and day, but trust me, this side is always yellow, foggy, and looks terrible. That side always looks brand new. So yes, I'm only going to be restoring that side, but I will be PPFing both headlights to make sure none of them ever fade. And to do that, I'm going to be using Cerakote Headlight Restoration. I've heard a lot of good reviews about this. No, this was not sent to me. I actually bought this myself. It's literally only like $20, but literally every single time I've seen this used, it has worked perfectly. Now what most people don't do afterwards is they don't PPF it. Now obviously this will probably last a while, maybe a year if you're lucky, but to fully lock in that restoration, you need to get some PPF. Here I have some 3M PPF by Vivid, and this is specifically meant for headlights, and it even comes with a little squeegee, which is very nice because that will come in handy for all the sharp corners there. So without further ado, let's get started. So to do this, you're going to need obviously the Cerakote Headlight Restoration Kit. You're going to need some microfibers as well, a heat gun, some painter's tape or masking tape, an X-Acto knife, a spray bottle with just some water in it, and of course your PPF. So the first step is to make sure your headlights are cleaned. Now I washed my car a day ago, so it is very clean. I also did just go ahead and wipe it down with just some regular old interior cleaner. I know this is not the interior, but it doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and clean it off, make sure there's no bugs or anything like that on it, and then you're ready to start. I'm also going to open my hood so I can reach the top of the headlights. Because of the way the GS350 headlights are, you're going to have to get all of this on the top, so you might as well go ahead and open your hood to make your life a lot easier. Now the next step is to go ahead and mask off the headlights. So take your painter's tape or masking tape. Make sure you get all around. Take your time on this because when you sand, you do not want to scratch your paint or really get any of the harsh chemicals on your paint. Now the next step is to go ahead and unbox your Cerakote Headlight Restoration Kit. The first step that we will be needing is the oxidation remover. It actually comes with so many of these. Obviously I'm not going to use nearly all of them because I'm only doing 1 headlight, but here's 1, 2, and 3. So there's literally 6 of these wipes in total. I might only use 3. I have no idea yet. And then here is the actual ceramic coating, and here is the sandpaper with this nice little puck that you can hold to do it very easily. So first put the gloves on that come included in the kit, and then take the oxidation wipes. Let's go ahead and open them, and we're going to be doing this in a nice circular motion. And honestly, since mine are not very oxidized, I don't really see any yellow on this. Usually though, this whole thing will be covered in yellow. So step 1, the oxidation remover definitely seemed to do its job. I don't really see any yellow anymore. In this corner, it was really bad before. Now there's still a lot of that on there, so I'm going to get my spray bottle of microfibers and wipe all of that off. Now that I've done that, the next step is to wet sand. So go ahead and get the puck that is included and put the 2000 grit sandpaper on first. That is the purple one if you're wondering. The green one is the 3000 grit. And spray as much water as you need to. The more water, the better this will turn out. Also make sure to spray the puck as well. And when you're doing this, make sure to go horizontal and not circular. Cerakote says this, not me, so I'm just going to listen to them. And now what I'm going to do is actually take off the puck because this headlight is very curved. It's not flat. And because of how hard that is, I can't really get in many of the spots. And you want this sanded as evenly as possible. So now take it off, use your fingers, and get in all of the crevices. All right, now I just finished sanding with the 2000 grit, so I'm going to spray a lot of water in here and wipe it all off. Now that we've done that, as you can see, there are a few spots that look like they're not sanded nearly as much as the rest. So go over it again with the 2000 until everything looks just as cloudy as this. All right, so I just sanded it with 2000 grit in those spots that did not look very sanded, and it looks a little bit better, but I'm guessing this is just the best it's gonna get because of how the headlight is. So now I'm going to go ahead and hit it with 3000 grit. So once again, it's the exact same thing. We're just going to wet sand, and we're really gonna try to get the finish even across the whole headlight. Now once again, because of how the headlight's shaped, I'm actually just going to go ahead and take off the puck, especially in this sharp kind of corner here where the headlight bends. I don't want to sand that so much to where it's obvious. So I'm just going to use my hand again and put the same amount of pressure across the whole thing. I feel like that puck would work best for headlights that are flat, and these really are not. Now I finished wet sanding it with the 3000 grit, and honestly it looks a little bit clearer than it did with the 2000 grit. But now before I actually apply the ceramic coating, I'm going to let this dry in the sun for at least like 30 minutes just to make sure there's no water there. The reason why is apparently because water can really ruin the ceramic coating, so if any drip or anything goes down there, you're gonna have to resand and literally redo this whole thing. Now while I'm working on restoring the headlights on my GS350, I wanted to mention LasFit. Now I've been running their LEDs all around my car for almost 6 months now, and I have a full LED turn signal conversion, so in the front and also in the rear, and they are incredibly bright. I have several before and after images I can put on the screen, but the difference is literally insane. It's almost like the stock halogen turn signal bulbs aren't even on when you compare them to the LEDs. And I also have a reverse light LED conversion as well. Before, the old halogens are kind of a yellowish color and they are extremely dim. Now they are white, very modern and LED, and they are so much brighter than before. And I'm even running their LEDs in my interior, so with the mirror lights, these are now LED instead of the old ugly halogen. Even in my trunk, I had an old cheap LED that was very dim, but I thought was better because it was better than the stock halogen, but I replaced it with one from LasFit, and it is literally night and day. Now here's my brother's 2007 Honda Fit, and I drove this car the other night, and it is so hard to see out of it. I am not exaggerating that. The headlights on this are so old and are definitely in need of replacing. So instead of replacing it with the stock halogen bulbs that are yellow, dim, and just don't look modern, I'm going to be replacing it with new LasFit LED bulbs. And this is going to make such a big difference with how modern the car looks, and most importantly, how safe it actually is to drive at night. Now, installing the new LasFit LEDs is incredibly simple in this car, but it will differ with every vehicle model. So for a specific installation guide with your exact vehicle, just go on YouTube and look up your vehicle make and model and how to replace the bulb, and you will find a video guiding you exactly through how to do it. Like I said though, in this 2007 Honda Fit, it is very easy. Just go behind the fender liner and there is a little rubber piece. Just pull that off, undo the metal clip, take the bulb out, replace it with the new LasFit LED bulb, and you're good to go. Now it is nighttime, and here are what they look like. So obviously I'll throw some before and after videos on the screen, but this difference is actually insane. It is at least like 3 times brighter, and the color is so much better. Here I am in front of the headlights, and as you can see, I am insanely bright right now. Here's what it looks like when I'm driving, and if you can't tell right now, this is literally a massive difference. I can actually finally see where I'm going. So as you can see, the LEDs make a massive difference at night. They are so much brighter. Most importantly, they are so much safer, and they also do make the car look a lot more modern. And obviously LasFit does not only sell LED headlight bulb replacements, they sell LEDs for literally every type of bulb. But either way, if you do want to purchase some LasFit LED bulbs for yourself, I do have an affiliate link in the description, and if you use that, it will give me a little commission. If not, that is completely fine. But either way, definitely go get some for either your GS350 like me, or an older car like this 2007 Honda Fit, or literally anything. Not only will it make the car feel a lot more modern, but it also increases the safety a lot, especially if you get headlights, because the difference, as you saw, is insane with how much brighter they are. So yeah, with all that said, let's get back to the video. All right, it's been about 30 minutes and all of the water is gone, so I'm safe to apply the ceramic coating. So go ahead and put on the other gloves that are included in the box. Take the ceramic coating, and the way we're going to apply this is we're going to do it horizontally. So go like this, to and from, and we're going to overlap about 50% each time we go, and we're going to start from the top and work our way to the bottom. All right, so I just finished applying it. As you saw in that little time lapse, I didn't really do the best. I started horizontal, then I kind of missed some spots. It is not that big of a deal though. It didn't mess up the application. I just didn't really put too much pressure on it because that would cause drips, so you really don't need to put much pressure on it. It will be fine. But as you can see now, obviously that looks a little bit brighter because it's still in the sunlight, but that is literally no joke. It looks the exact same, and that's what I was hoping. Some of you might think that I should just go ahead and do that anyway. That way it looks identical, but I don't really want to mess that one up because it's perfect. perfect, but either way, clearly it looks identical, and I'm so happy about that. Now I can get up close to it and you can tell how actually shiny and good it looks. Now this needs to dry for an hour, so don't put any water or dry it or touch it at all for an hour. And I'm actually going to wait to PPF that headlight until it's been at least 24 hours because I want to make sure it is 100% dry before I put anything on top of it. But yeah, either way, I think that is definitely a success. I'm so happy with that, and the PPF will help lock in that result for at least several years. All right, so it's been 24 hours and now we're going to actually PPF both of the headlights. And just as a reminder, you're going to need a squeegee. Well, I have some bad news. Unfortunately, I did not successfully install the PPF. I spent so long trying to install it. I have so much footage of me struggling to do it. And I bought 3 different types of PPF and honestly wasted a lot of money. And it is not the PPF's fault at all. I just completely underestimated how hard it is to not only PPF, but especially PPF this kind of headlight. Because of the massive curve it has here and how it also goes like this as well, it is so hard to PPF that. If this was like a old Ram 1500 or an old Ford F-150 where the headlights are just very flat, it would be so much easier to do it and I could probably do it. But basically where I failed is I did not at all stretch the PPF in my first attempt to do it, and I didn't know you were supposed to do that. Even though I honestly did watch a lot of tutorials on how to PPF headlights, I just didn't really get the whole stretching part, and that's where I messed up. On my second round I did stretch it, and honestly it was probably 80% good, but a lot of people use baby shampoo and the formula that is the stick solution that you spray underneath the PPF to get it to stick to the actual headlight. I didn't have that, so I made the stupid mistake of using dog shampoo, and that completely messed up the headlight. I'll show you in a little bit. I probably need to restore it again, but there are drip marks that literally will not come out of the clear coat. So if you can't tell, I just made a million mistakes, and honestly I'm this close to just saying pay someone to do it. I got a quote for only $100 to PPF it, and that is obviously the labor and the PPF material itself. I spent over $100 trying to do it myself and I failed. So I have nothing to show for it. So if I were to do this again, I probably would just pay someone. But eventually in the future, I do want to try it again because I really don't want this headlight to go bad. So honestly, I probably will either try it again soon or just pay the $100 because it's not that much money to get your headlights PPF. But here's what the headlight I restored is looking like. Now it has been at least over a month since the last recording you saw when I was restoring it or about to PPF it. But obviously here's the headlight that I did not restore. It's still looking amazing. And here's the headlight I did restore. Now there are a few things I will mention that will honestly help you get better results than me. So first of all would be the sandpaper that comes in the box in the Cerakote kit. It is 2000 and then 3000 grit sandpaper. Because of the 3000 grit, even though it is an extremely high grit, when the sunlight hits it, you can kind of see it here, but there is a very like matte looking glow to it that just does not appear on this headlight because it was not sanded. There's none of that glow anywhere. It's like a mirror. But with this headlight, it just appears a little bit opaque and matte. You can tell right there. It's not that bad right now because the sun isn't shining directly on it, but when it is, it definitely does not look as good as that headlight. Now compared to what it was before, obviously you guys saw it, it was horrible, and this is honestly, I'm completely fine with this. Like I said, I need to do it again anyway because of all of the drip marks and scoring in here. It just looks horrible, but I'm gonna leave it right now, and it has not faded in the over 1 month time that it has been on here, so it still looks like I just did it. Now if I were to do this again and I did not just have to use what was included in the Cerakote kit, I would honestly try to get some either 5000 grit sandpaper or maybe try some kind of a plastic polish to actually make the headlight look just as good as that. And then I will take the clear coat they provide in the box and then put it over that, so hopefully it doesn't look a little bit opaque like it does now. Basically what that would do, either the 5000 grit or the plastic polish, is just remove those fine scratches that are making the light look like that, because the only reason it looks a little bit opaque is because the light can't shine directly through it because there's still micro scratches from the 3000 grit sandpaper. So that's the only thing I would do different. Other than that though, I am happy with it, and as I've been talking about it, the sun is shining on it right now, and as you can tell, it honestly looks basically the same, but you can see it's just a little less. I mean, I am just nitpicking, but I am definitely happy with it, especially compared to how bad it was before. So yeah, that was restoring the headlights on my Lexus GS350. As I've already mentioned in my thoughts, I definitely don't regret it at all, and I would definitely do it again since it only cost me $20 to actually do this, if you're not counting the PPF obviously. And as far as PPF, I still would 100% recommend it because this is only going to probably last a year, maybe a little longer, and PPF will help lock in those results for many years years, and it really does not have to cost that much. Obviously, as I mentioned, I wasted a lot of money trying to do it myself, but it was obviously my fault since I did not have the skills required to do it. Either way, I will leave a few links in the description of how to PPF headlights, and I actually found a video of showing how to PPF these headlights, so you can still definitely try it, but considering you probably have a shop near you that will do PPF, I honestly would recommend just to go that route. Now, if you guys have any questions or anything about this, definitely comment down below, or if you have any other video ideas you want to see me make, please definitely leave a comment, and also make sure you subscribe and turn the notifications on so you don't miss any new videos. I basically just make videos about my GS350 right now, but soon I will have other cars on the channel as well. And with all that said, if you stayed till the end of the video, you're a real one, and I appreciate you watching.